Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? Dirty Scrub here. I just want to talk about Tom Clancy's The Division betas that just ended. Despite the super limited content available, I'm definitely going to miss it. It was fun playing. I just want to talk about some tips and some tricks, talk about some survival techniques in order to help you fellow agents. Make sure the first few hours of gameplay come March 8th go smooth as fucking possible. So let's jump right in. Probably the most important and obvious tip I can give you is to squad up. Never enter a dark zone alone. Form a squad, and if you don't have a squad, start using that proximity chat to make some friends and keep a tab on players who might be out to kill you and steal your loot. Once you reach level 8, you can matchmake for the dark zone, so be sure to try that as well. With a team by your side, you'll be able to watch each other's backs, tactically position to cover multiple points, and help each other out with heals, revives, and self-fuck forth. Plus, teammates make a nice meat shield if you happen to go rogue. I also want to point out that you can fast travel in the PvE. You can't do this in the dark zone, but I definitely would take advantage of this while you're playing PvE. The next important tip I can give you is to restock your ammunition and medical kits every single chance you get. Remember, you can always find resupply crates at checkpoints and safe houses, where you can also check out what the dark zone vendors are selling. You need what I need. Be cautious at extraction. You never know if people are there to steal your shit, or if they're trying to extract their own stuff out like you. You and your teammates need to tactically position yourselves, spread out, and watch each other's back just in case something goes down. Learn the lay of the land, get to know the map, the terrain, and key locations. Fight enemy AI in landmarked areas to get contaminated drops to extract. AI bosses in these areas usually drop semi-rare blue gear. Find concealed or defensible positions to post up at near extraction zones, so you can avoid being surrounded by AI enemies and incoming agents after you fire off the signal flare. Remember to use the pulse skill to check for surrounding threats. If you feel it's not safe to try and extract your precious cargo, there's no shame in running away like a little bitch and wait for a better opportunity. We've got the package. Be smart about going rogue. If you ever decide to go rogue, which means you attack a non-aggressive human player, make it count. The agents you want to attack are the ones with the yellow satchels on their lower backs, which signify loot. You're also going to want to make sure that you have space to take the loot they have, otherwise you'll end up in an awkward situation where you want to pick up the items but are forced to run away before the other agents swarm in to avenge your comrade. When you do go rogue, one of the best strategies is simply run away until the timer expires. The moment you fire at an agent, your timer resets, so beware. Going rogue can be worth it, especially if you manage to stay alive until the timer runs out, because it'll net you a substantial amount of experience and cash. However, if you die, it'll cost around 300 Dark Zone dollars and a good chunk of XP. Which brings me to my next tip. Try and kill as many rogue agents as possible. You and your teammates need to chase down rogue agents if they're running away from you. Try and get that DZ money. If they are running away, try and cut them off, down streets. Try and get in front of them. If they're held out somewhere, you and your teammates are going to have to strategize somehow. Use grenades, bum rush them, flush them out somehow. There wasn't a lot of perks in the betas, so there wasn't a lot of different tactics, but yeah, I think you'll see that change when the full game comes out. It'll be neat to see how that works out and how people going rogue hold out. I mean, if you have a lot of people, if you have people in your team that are good when you're rogue, good shooters, have high-powered weapons and shit like that, better than a lot of people in the area, you're gonna be all right. But you're gonna also want to stay near your teammates when you go rogue. There's nothing worse than going rogue and get mollywopped by a whole squad of 4 because your teammates are nowhere to be found. So before you think about shooting somebody, keep that in mind. You should find out pretty quickly in the game that it's much easier to melee a downed enemy than it is to shoot them to death. This will save you a lot of time and ammo if you go ahead and finish them off with a melee, so be sure to do so. Be sure to communicate with your teammates about what skills you guys are using for each other. That way your squad can be strong as possible. Different skills call for different scenarios, so you'll probably find yourself often changing them up depending on what you guys are doing. Make sure your gear is up to par with people at your own level. That way you won't be at a disadvantage when you're fighting other people. Be sure to get some of the best guns from the dark vendors and the dark key chests, as well as make sure you update your mods on your weapons so you can make them as strong as possible. There's lots of other shit that I missed, but for the most part, things like rolling, using cover mechanics, using your consumables. I went the first entire fucking day of the closed beta before I fucking realized you could use med packs. Things like that will help you out when it comes to the dead zone, staying alive and shit. But I'm gonna jump off here, guys. Have a good one. Subscribe, like, take it easy.